Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
Hey guys, this is singer-songwriter and recording artist Megan Nadin, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell right here on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and at thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Always a busy day. And, of course, that means, I guess, fall's around the corner. I think the calendar said it was September 21st. We'll find out here in a few weeks. Some cool weather. It's been teased as of right now, but ready for my favorite month of the year, October. And then, of course, right around the Thanksgiving holidays, too. Of course, a lot of people enjoying some time off here, taking some vacation from work here. Brandon Morrell here again, presented by our friends over at JK Subaru, your car buying experience is about to change out there, jksubaru.com. Also our friends at Morrell Law Firm out there too, specializing in those commercial truck wrecks out there. Of course, personal injury, morrellfirm.com. Make sure you check them out. And also our friends at KC Beck and Chandler Marie Music out there. New shirts on sale at the sportsguyspodcast.com and also out there too, thwn.org, and our friends at KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and stream anytime out there on YouTube and Facebook and iHeartRadio podcast. Pleased to welcome in their new singles called Bittersweet. I say that a lot these days. It feels like life is just bittersweet out there. Megan Nadin to the program. Megan, how you doing?
I am so good. I'm so happy to be here, Brandon. Thank you.
Well, appreciate you being here too. And you kind of kicking us off for the week. You're like batting leadoff. That's that old sports analogy I use a lot of times, that you're batting leadoff. So that's a good thing this week. To here on a Monday, we're ready to kind of get things going and see what the rest of the week has in store. So love your music. So we appreciate you being here too. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself out there as far as an artist and the connection to music, because I love these songs. I can't wait to play them for the listeners today for this mid-September here looking back. But talk about just growing up and you as an artist and that connection to music. I want to hear that story.
All right, so for me, music was always around me. My mom is a songbird. My grandmother's a songbird. She loved writing music. My grandmother and my mom would sing me these songs when I was a little girl and tell me the stories behind them. And quickly my brain kind of internalized and interpreted that as, okay, when you experience something or you have a story to tell, you can make it into a song. And so I had been doing that for honestly as long as I can remember. Probably the earliest I remember is about like around 7. And it was something I always kept to myself. It was something I never really shared. And it wasn't until I had an experience at around 23 where I went abroad. I was teaching. I was on the course of, getting my ducks in a row with what I wanted to do for my career. And music wasn't really a part of that. Music was always a part of my life, but I never really saw it being a career for myself. It was just a joy and a love that I had. And during that experience, I got to witness firsthand how, outside of language barriers and cultural differences, music is such a universal language in itself. And it really inspired me. And from that point forward, I thought, what if I could amalgamate the two? And I started sharing it openly. But music for me has always been something I turn to when I'm sad, I would say, something I turn to when I need that pick me up. It's how I start my days, putting on a playlist, dancing around while I get ready. It's definitely a mood lifter. And at the same time, a place that I find space for healing as well. So it's something that those are all aspects that I find really important when I create my own art too.
We look at this world now as, and I'm going to go ahead and say it too, negative for a lot of things. And I know a lot of different factors do that. And we're trying to keep it more positive now these days and make things just enjoy life, because we never know, when our last day is coming. And I'm like you, music kind of starts with me in the morning. I'm usually at the gym, 5 a.m. and turning on just anything that allows me to feel good. And that's the thing about it, is you guys are artists. You can create a lot of things out there for people and for the listener. But the beautiful part about it is making people feel something, right? And change the way they think, the way they feel, and almost just kind of like going down a good highway and staying in your lane and just enjoying life. And that's what is so good about your music, is the fact that, I can feel something when I listen to it. And I'm sure you want the listener to feel that way too, right?
I do. I am someone who's very overtly happy. I'm very optimistic, glass half full type of girl, but I definitely have a very sensitive side to me. And I love that music allows me to take some of my not so happy, upbeat moments and turn it into something that I'm excited about, and then when it gets to connect with people, and sometimes I go through moments where I'm like, I'm writing music. This is something I'll always do. I've always done it. Do people really care? And when you get messages and connect with people, even like yourself, that connect with the music, that's what it's all about. Just kind of giving people the opportunity. I don't want to say giving people the opportunity to make sense of the things that they're feeling and just feel a little bit lighter.
Yeah, and like I said, get to the gym at 5 a.m. No, I'm just kidding. That's not for everybody. But I will say, you can put on this song we're going to play now here on the sportsguyspodcast.com, part of the Backstage Pass. Make sure you guys tune on iHeartRadio podcast, and, of course, out there, thwn.org, and our friends at KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. I actually began this morning workout with a song we're going to play, Nadin.com, and, of course, from Megan, here it is, Bittersweet on the Backstage Pass. Stay tuned. More to come.
I just wanna call you, swallow my pride and then dial your number. No, it's not right, but it's just getting harder. Being alone, it isn't what scares me. Just wanna know how you're doing lately. All the unknown is driving me crazy. I've been reading chapters of happy ever afters. They weren't meant for us. Miss the days of banter. Tell me when we shattered, crumbled into dust. I find it all so bittersweet, wishing you were next to me. I find it all so bittersweet, wishing you were next to me. But I know it's what we need. Sitting alone in the dark in my driveway, healing is hard, I've learned there's no right way. Closing my eyes, I'm still seeing your face. Searching for ways to turn off the pain, or maybe a way to turn off my brain. The days turn to miles of driving the wrong way. I find it all so bittersweet, wishing you were next to me. I find it all so bittersweet, wishing you were next to me. I'm far from home, you're all I know, and I can barely breathe. I find it all so bittersweet, wishing you were next to me. But I know it's what we need. It's what we need.
Hey guys, this is Brandon Wisham, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and on iHeartRadio podcast, and stream at the sportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org.
At JK Subaru, we love our cars.
And we love our customers.
We believe in being a positive force
in our community by being involved and giving back.
Respecting your time every time.
Our promise is a brighter future.
We all do our part to keep our promise to you.
At JK Subaru, we are more than just selling cars.
We are your neighbors, friends, and even family.
More than a car dealer, our people make the difference. JK Subaru at the airport.
Hey guys and girls, this is Australian country artist Hayley Jensen, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime on iHeartRadio podcasts and on thwn.org.
Are you looking to increase your online presence? Are you searching for a new logo or company branding? Have you been considering more ways to reach the world with your business, ministry, or church's message? Barkley Music and Media is an award-winning design company that utilizes the latest technology while keeping the integrity of over 30 years of customer service. Web design, graphic design, multimedia, video editing, voiceover, commercials, logo design and branding, photography, and much, much more. See portfolios and testimonials online at www.barkleymusicandmedia.com or contact them today at 502-382-8299. Barkley Music and Media, your connection for the best in multimedia. Call today, 502-382-8299, or go to www.barkleymusicandmedia.com. Barkley Music and Media, integrity, technology, and design. www.barkleymusicandmedia.com.
Hey y'all, this is country recording artist Jay Webb, and you're listening to the best in music and sports with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime on iHeartRadio Podcast and at thesportsguyspodcast.com. You can also listen at thwn.org.
And back here, Megan Nadine on the program. That song, Bittersweet, out there across all the digital streaming platforms. And, of course, came out August 8th. Make sure you guys go check it out if you have not already. Back here, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and our friends again to the Sports Guys Podcast.com, a grand slam of music, sports, entertainment. You guys can follow it all there, too, on the brand new website out there, too, and our friends iHeartRadio Podcast and thwn.org. So, love this one I mentioned about working out this morning, Megan, how it made me feel. Life is kind of that way because you can look down. We mentioned about staying in that lane and going left or going right and having music, cheer you up, make you feel something. And for me, Bittersweet did it. Talk about just the backstory and the writing of this one too, and how this made you feel when you guys came up with the idea.
Thank you for saying that. The song is all about just coming to peace with the fact that things don't always work out the way we want them to, and that's okay. And it's through those moments, those difficult moments of self-reflection, that we really get to figure out who we are. And sometimes what we want isn't always what's best for us. And so in writing that song, it was all about just making peace with change, making peace with change that we don't always want, and knowing that even if we don't see it in the moment, it is for our highest good.
I go back to even your first album you'd put out. This Was Then, that particular record that came out in 2020. And I love the titles of songs that just, you're like, man, that's a great title. I want to go ahead and just, punch that up and go ahead and turn that on and listen to it. One in particular to focus in off of that record, Heart of a Lion. Talk about that one for me.
Thank you. So Heart of a Lion was a song that I had written with a man named Keith Thomas. I was freshly coming to Nashville. I had an opportunity to write with him, and he started playing the piano. And as he was playing it, I just envisioned this story, this picture. So this isn't based on my own personal experience, but it's funny because as I've gotten older and as time has passed, I realized that we can all relate to that person where we have moments where we have to be strong and put on our strong face and show up, and people don't always really know what's going on deep down. And it was so cool because as he was playing the piano, I just envisioned this person that does exactly that puts on that strong face, that has, seems as though they have it all together, but internally they're crumbling. And it was a really, really amazing experience. And it's what led me to coming to Nashville, is that song. So it's interesting that you brought that up and that it stood out to you.
As an artist, talk about some of the challenges, because none of this game is easy when it comes down to it, trying to separate yourself from other artists and the competition out there, because now it's even country, and you see the crossover now with, pop coming over to country and country going the other way in that same direction too. And then you look at all these collaborations now. Give me some of the challenges you face as an artist in this industry that maybe fans don't see.
Honestly, my biggest challenge is my own mind. I truly believe that if we all work to be the best version of ourselves, there will be no one else like us and we will stand out. You know, there's already the Taylor Swift, there's already the Billie Eilish, there's already the Adele. When we try to emulate these people, that's when things get a little bit muddy. That's when we get hard on ourselves and become, caught up in our heads about what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what's right, what's wrong. I truly believe that just following our gut and figuring out, drowning out all the outside noise and asking ourselves, what do we want? And how do we want this to feel? And not making decisions based on what we think other people will like. I think that is when, me personally, I've even made tracks in the past and I was constantly considering, it's good to consider people's opinions and thoughts, but if it doesn't feel right to you and you go for it, that's when you have regrets. I think it's better to look back and wish you did something differently, but have a lesson, know it was your own, than wonder what would have happened if you did it your way. And so I've learned this by just going through and the whole journey and the path and showing up. But truthfully, my own mind has been the biggest struggle for me. And I truly believe that if I just continue to work to be the best version of myself and to make art that is authentic to me, that's all that matters. Streams and all that stuff, those are bonuses. But when you can create something from your heart and you can share it and look back at the work that you did and know that you took the steps to take it from your mind and actually put it out into the world, that is such a huge accomplishment. And so, although there are so many artists out there, I believe that there is space for everybody. As long as we work on being ourselves, we will find that space.
Yeah, well said too. And the authenticity part of it becomes that way too. Because I took a risk, 6 years ago when I started doing this show, and I'm like, you know what? You got this semi sort of talent. You might want to put it out there to the world, and let's figure out how to do this thing called a podcast. And like, man, took some of the advice of what you just said. I'm like, you know what? Care about streams and this, and just see where it goes. But if I don't put it out there, I'll never know. And of course, I had a great radio background for years, so I kind of knew what I was doing. I still put it out there and try it there too at the same time. But those are words of kind of wisdom and inspiration for people. So I love hearing you say that about, if it does materialize, which it is done for me. And I thank God for everything we've been able to accomplish with this show. But I love sharing it just as much because maybe some fans don't see that with, you guys as artists, because how hard you guys work in the studio. Songwriting is not easy. It's for some people it comes natural, and some people, they don't enjoy the process. Do you enjoy that process of like being, I guess, creative arts like songwriting?
I love it. I always say that I don't sing to share, or I don't write to hear myself sing. I sing to share what I write. And if I wasn't so passionate about the songs I wrote, I would not be an artist at all. I love writing, and I just have these moments and these bursts of emotion or feeling like kind of in your chest and your body where you're like, I need to write about that, or something happens in my life and I want to write about it. Or I love writing. I love writing through and through. And it's honestly why I've pursued an artistry, is for my love of writing.
And we're going to take people back a little bit to March of this year. I believe it came out March 14th, In Another Life, from Megan Nadin. If you guys want to follow her, Megan Nadin, Nadin.com. Make sure you guys go look it up out there. Give her some follows on social media and stream the music here again. Presented by our friends over at JK Subaru. Your car buying experience is about to change. It is the Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com, iHeartRadio Podcast, and our friends at THWN.org. And also out there too, KYBN 98.1. Your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Enjoy this tune. Crank it up.
It was only mid-October. Air was cold, my heart was colder. Walls built up so high, they reached the moon. Then your Argentina winds, they came around and blew right in. This old car of a heart running on fumes. And I could blame it on the vinyls spinning like the room. Blame it it on the miles. I knew it'd come between us soon. I felt just like a child, bright, shiny and new. But then the dream was trampled by the truth. Like you start to sing the chorus right at the wrong time. Like you're trying to spit the words out, but you're choking on the rhymes. Like you're sitting in your new car that just won't fucking jive. Like you planted all the flowers just to watch them die. In another life, maybe you'd be mine. It was only late December, we were changing like the weather. Your walls grew as mine started to fall. Walking through the downtown market, held your hand inside your pocket. That night if you said to jump, I'd gladly risk it all. I could blame it on the vinyls spinning like the room, blame it on the miles. I knew it'd come between us soon. I felt just like a child, bright, shiny and new. But then the dream was trampled by the truth. Like you start to sing the chorus right at the wrong time. Like you're trying to spit the words out, but you're choking on the rhymes. Like you're sitting in your new car that just won't fucking jive. Like you planted all the flowers just to watch them die. And I know that love has sucked you in, raised your hopes and let you die. If you stayed for just a little while, I know that I could clear your head of doubt. But if life has taught me anything, I'm not the one to fix the things you need to take the time to figure out. And it burns me to the third degree, just knowing that our time's not now. Like when you start to sing the chorus right at the wrong time, or you're trying to spit the words out, but you're choking on the rhymes. Like you're sitting in your new car that just won't fucking jive. Like you planted all the flowers just to watch them die. Like you start to sing the chorus right at the wrong time. Like you're trying to spit the words out, but you're choking on the rhyme. Like you're sitting in your new car that just won't fucking drive. Like you planted all the flowers just to watch them die. In another life, in another life, maybe you'd be mine.
Hey y'all, this is Nashville recording artist Trey Calloway, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, and stream anytime on the sportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio Podcast and on thwn.org.
At JK Subaru, we love our cars.
And we love our customers.
We believe in being a positive force
in our community by being involved and giving back.
Respecting your time every time.
Our promise is a brighter future.
We all do our part to keep our promise to you.
At JK Subaru, we are more than just selling cars.
We are your neighbors, friends, and even family.
More than a car dealer, our people make the difference. JK Subaru at the airport.
What's up, y'all? This is Nashville recording artist Brooke Eden, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Listen anytime on iHeart Podcasts and at thesportsguyspodcast.com and on thwn.org.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
Hey, y'all, this is Texas recording artist Marcy Grace, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network, and on the sportsguyspodcast.com. Stream the show anytime on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts.
Elevate your next event with Backstage Pass DJ, MC, and announcer services, where unforgettable moments take center stage. We specialize in bringing energy and excitement to a wide range of occasions, including weddings, birthdays, corporate events, school dances, graduations, family reunions, class reunions, anniversaries, engagement parties, bar and bat mitzvahs, office parties, quinceañeras, sweet 16s, conferences, and more. No matter the venue, whether it's a banquet hall, ballroom, conference, or convention center, concert hall, outdoor venue, office, community center, barn, or any location of your choosing, our team ensures seamless entertainment tailored to your needs. Let Backstage Pass create the perfect vibe, keep your guests engaged, and turn your celebration into a lasting memory. Book your event with Brandon Morell and Backstage Pass today. Go now to thesportsguyspodcast.com and enhance your next event with Backstage Pass.
Hey y'all, this is Chandler Marie, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. You can listen to on thwn.org and on iHeartRadio podcasts and anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com.
Of course, DJ services out there too. Find out more of the sportsguyspodcast.com back here at KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area broadcasting network. Appreciate all the great listeners out there in Cali and that Bay Area, San Francisco, and of course all the way out there, Sacramento, all the great people, and our friends, thwn.org, and also out there too as well, our friends, iHeartRadio, podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, we're everywhere now that you guys can find podcasts. Back here, Megan Nadin on the program. Check her out, megannadin.com, Nadin.com out there, Megan. We spell it for you here on the show too at the same time. Let's talk about this one I mentioned, came out there in March, In Another Life.
All right, so In Another Life was a song that came to me, how we were talking about earlier, you know, in these moments of inspiration, you just feel like getting things out. I was in a romantic relationship with a very sweet man. We're still friends. And it just wasn't working, you know, and I had decided that it was best that we be friends and remained friends. And he just wasn't really ready to, not to put his stuff out there. I'll put my stuff out there too. Really, we both weren't ready to be in a relationship. We both had our own stuff to work on. I was just so angry. I was so angry that he was so open to pursuing something with me when he didn't even know if a long-term love could work. He had like all these past things, and he wanted to, you know, he still wanted to date and he still wanted to go with the flow. But me, I was in a point and position where I've been in long-term relationships, and because I'm getting older, I don't want to invest my time into something where I know it could just, you know, one day, oh, this isn't working. And that does happen. But when you're already kind of going into the relationship kind of on eggshells and having that fear, I believe in true love. My parents have been together for 40 years. I have a great example of it. And so I wasn't willing to take time away from, you know, growing a life I want for myself to invest into someone that didn't really know themselves. It just didn't feel right. But I had a lot of angst and upset that it had gotten as far as it did when he had those feelings. And so I wanted to write a song that let him know, because we were friends and because I didn't want that animosity. And I had no animosity, but I guess there was a little bit of resentment there. And I just wanted to write a song that when he heard it, he would know it was about him. And he would know how I felt about it. I mean, down to the dates. Like, we met in mid-October, and we, in December, that's like when, I mean, it sounds so fast, right? October to December, yikes. But we had so many weird little connections, like mutual friends and things that would align. And as someone who has dated, you know, seriously in the past, it just felt right. And because I believe in taking that leap, I was more, you know, open, I guess. And I wrote it so specifically, like walking through the downtown market, that happened. everything in the song happened. And so that was really fun. Going back to the songwriting piece, I love finding ways to tell stories in new ways as well. Like the old car of a heart running on fumes. I remember being in my room and I'm like, and it just came out. Like I believe I'm just a vessel, because some of the stuff I write, I'm like, what? Like, that's good. Like, not to boast, but it's not me. It's not me. I'm just the vessel. And so it was a really fun one to write. And it helped me kind of get into my creative process again. I produced it, and that was really fun. I'm producing my music again, so that was fun. I got to work with my friend Josh Northwood, who's located in the UK. He had reached out to me actually in 2019 for the first time. And you know how sometimes they go to your requests, so I didn't see it. And then he reached out to me again in 2021. And then in 2023, and I had seen it, and we got on a Zoom and started talking, and I felt like he'd be the perfect person because I wanted everything to be live. I really think that there's something special about when there's live instruments happening. MIDI's fun, and I love that we have, all that technology at our fingertips, but there's something that's unbeatable about a real, raw, authentic instrument. And so we got together and we went back and forth, and we created a piece of art that I'm proud of.
You should be too. And that makes you think about this, the title of that one, In Another Life. And of course, we could look at all aspects of life from that lens right there too, or through that optic too at the same time, and just really kind of look back, and makes you think about a lot of different things out there too. But what a great masterpiece and a great piece of music composed. Very well done. Let me ask you about this. As far as Nashville goes, we go there every year for the country radio seminar that they do usually in the, I guess, winter to spring now, which would be March. Thank God they moved it back to March. And then CMA Fest, which is always in June, to meet everybody and do these radio shows out there too. Looking back, such a great town, so many great people there, great songwriters. It's a great networking town. For you, I guess, when you're not doing all those big things on music and in the recording studio and writing songs, what do you like to do in your free time?
I love to paint and draw. I love to walk and spend time outside in nature. Walking is huge for me, finding a good trail or path. I like to go to the gym. I like to spend time with friends. And I like to kind of play tourist. I mean, I'm a big believer in what I've learned them to be known as the artist date.
Okay.
And it's from the artist's way. So you take yourself out on, a date, and no friends can come. You can't intermingle anyone else. It has to be just you, yourself, and I. And so I'll go take myself for dinner. I'll go sit at the Parthenon on a blanket and draw. And I just explore. But I love to spend a lot of time outside in my backyard, just walking with my shoes off, touching grass, I do. And good food. I'm a huge fan of good food. I used to apprentice to be a chef actually at a very young age of 16, which is crazy. It started from a co-op and led to an apprenticeship. And I love finding good food. I love finding good food. So you'll catch me eating around Nashville as well.
What's your favorite restaurants to kind of go out and eat at?
I love Urban Grub. I think it's a fantastic restaurant. The chef's wife, I've heard, is celiac, and I'm gluten intolerant. So it's fun to have access to yummy foods and know that you can eat them. I love The Optimist. It has great seafood that they fly in. I love, Snooze for brunch. It's not local, but I do love it. It has a great brunch. And Nadin's in Hermitage. There's not much that I can eat there, but the vibe is great. I mean, lots of fried foods, the Philly cheesesteak sandwiches and stuff like that. But they have good breakfast bowls and a great environment and just good people.
Well, you're a great person too, and it really showcases itself in the music too, and I love it. And it really, it definitely got a hold of me in a good way too. From the gym to everything else out there, love fitness, love working out at the same time, and love learning about new artists out there. It's so just infectious, and that vibe I get from the music, such as Bittersweet and all these songs we've talked about today. out there too. And you and I could go on and on, no doubt about it. But I would love to have you back here on the show. Appreciate you being with us. Invite everybody to check it out. MeganNadine.com out there too, and Bittersweet, the current single across all the DSPs. Appreciate you being here, and thanks for showcasing yourself as an artist, the music out there. Would love to have you come back anytime too to tell that story again, and we'd love to play new music. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me, and I would be happy to chat with you anytime. You're awesome.
You got it. Megan Nadine out there across all those DSPs. And, of course, we're back with more great shows coming up this week. Can't tell you the guests because we just can't do it right now. There's so many more great guests coming up out there. We record a lot of shows now, too. And, of course, drop them on the drop dates that they tell us to do that, too. So make sure could be your favorite artist coming to the Backstage Pass again out there. Powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com, iHeartRadio Podcast, THWN.org, and, of course, KYBN 98.1. Your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Take care. God bless. We will see you soon.
Hey, y'all. This is Ashlyn Kraft, and you're listening to the award-nominated Backstage Pass on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. You can also listen on iHeartRadio Podcasts and at the sportsguyspodcast.com.